Is there album plans yet? Is there an actual plan yet?
Let me show you. The labels is like my man Bishop Lamont, who signed to Aftermath.
Mm-hmm.
How he broke it down for me is real true. He's like, labels, it's like McDonald's or Burger King or whatever.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Different restaurant, but it's the same SH1T that you're dealing with. You know what I mean? It's just that more time you want for your cooking staff to be number one. You understand what I'm saying? But it's the same. It's the same thing. Yeah. And I'm no new jack to this label stuff. So really, all it is we already have the album. The album is about 90% done. Mm-hmm. I mean, I have about 10 albums worth of material, but the album, my like magical,
your selections,
crazy joint is like 90% done.
Wow.
And basically all it is like once he's done that Gwen Stefani tour, that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And before that, the first single's gonna come out. It's either gonna be a joint called Graveyard Shift, which is me and Akon, or it's gonna be another one called Go Home With You, which is me and my brother T-Pain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk Cardi right now, and just in terms of like the dude Cardi, his mentality towards a lot of things. We could go an hour on just Toronto.
One of our favorite topics.
Capital. You come from an era where respecting the past and gaining experience from those that paved the way was sort of considered a rite of passage. We talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the up-and-coming generation of Toronto rappers looks at the past in the same way? Do you feel they share the same sentiment as our generation did in terms of that?
Well, let me show you how, and this is just my humble opinion, how things have changed. When we came up, we didn't have access to BET. We didn't have access to all these different shows on the net. We didn't have the MTVs. We only had Michael Williams, Soul in the City, and whatever we played on college radio. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So coming up in the T-Dot, if you're a real hip-hop fan, coming up in the T-Dot from like late 80s, early 90s and stuff like that, in a way you kind of didn't have a choice but to give it up to them man them that paved the way before you, whether it be the Mishies or the Maestros, the Rumbling Strongs, the Ghetto Concepts, the Orbs, all those, you know, the Grassroots, all those cats that came up. It was just one of those things. There was no question about it. But because we come up in a time now where you see some little half-pint MC that can go after the big dog and actually might have a little success with dissing the big dog. Like, we come up in the 50 Cent era. You know what I mean? 50 came out going after everybody. I'm not just talking about, you know, his thing with Ja Rule. There was that one tune that he had, can't remember what it's called, whatever, How to Rob a MC or whatever.
Yeah, he went at everyone.
He went at everybody. Yeah. And that's the era that we come up in, where they're like, yo, well, it worked for 50. Let me try your thing. Let me diss OTA Live. Let me diss this guy. Let me diss, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the real freaks. Yeah. Whatever will get my name out there. And really, unfortunately, that's like, we deal with a lot more sensationalism than we do with real skill. You know what I mean? Because if you want to break it down like skill to skill, rhyme to rhyme, whatever, it's a thing where nowadays rap is not about rapping. You know what I mean? The art of emceeing is not about how ill you are on the mic. It's about the thing that you can say that's going to make somebody say, oh, I wonder what he's going to say now. Oh, I wonder how he's going to come back. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, trust me, like it, and it's ill because I was blessed to be able to, there's an important reason why I'm saying this. When I got to kick it with 50, it's funny to see how he plays people like puppets, Bridget. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's a smart dude.
He's very smart. Yeah. And the thing is, he pushes everybody's buttons and you see them all react, and it just helps what he's doing. He's a smart guy. Yeah. I would consider him a friend of mine because he's a real good dude. But at the same time, I see the strategy that he deals with, and that's why I can never fall victim to it. You understand what I'm saying? Because not saying that 50 don't have the ill music, he's not an ill performer, and he's not a genius, cause you can't just be anybody and make $100 million a year. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, we definitely come up there's a different time now where the why you respect somebody is different than why we respected them. You know what I mean? I didn't respect Big Daddy Kane. I didn't respect Cool G Rap or Schoolie D because of the amount of diamonds they had, or the amount of people they shot, or how many times they went to jail. Back them times there, when I was coming up, I used to respect them based on the merit of their music, what they used to deal with. But nowadays, it's not about that, because basically you can be anybody, just as long as you floss a little bit and you have money, a little bit of diamonds to excite people out there, and you can, make them snap or do something retarded. Like, those are the things that we look to, and unfortunately that's what's really taking up the charts right now. So it's a different time. We just have access to a lot more, and it's not as simple as it used to be.
So how does that affect you as an artist that's doing his thing now with those listeners and that audience?
You know what, to tell you the honest truth, for the most part, it doesn't really affect me, because what I do as an artist, I always try and be me, the best that I can be me. You understand what I'm saying? Kardinal Official is just an extension of who Jason is. You understand what I'm saying? It's not some personality, some persona that I put on. And with me being true to myself, as long as I'm doing me, it doesn't matter what's going on out there. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I think anybody who can get down with my music, because they know that it's coming from in here. It's not coming from OTA Street. It's not coming from that guy's video sorry, just boxed your cameraman. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it never was really a thing, because anybody who's a Cardi fan is a fan of what Cardi does and not what anybody else does. So it never really bothered me.
Now you talk about that, your identity.
Yeah.
It is so unique. And I was telling you this earlier, that this is the only artist, and you're a rap artist. You're possibly the only artist that feels totally comfortable hopping on a reggae rhythm.
Well, you see, the thing is, I'm not totally comfortable with it.
Well, yeah,
but I'll tell you what it is. As a MC, like especially with rap nowadays, it sounds weird to say, but sometimes it seems too easy to do certain things. So whenever to take me out of my comfort zone, to make me reach and stretch and try harder, sometimes those are the things that help me as a MC. You know what I mean? To get out of your comfort zone, to try new things. You know what I mean? Because maybe you might stumble onto something, whether it's a flow or a way you attack that rhythm, even though it's not your favorite thing, but it helps build yourself. And as an artist, I feel, you know what I mean, as we were coming up, me, Socrates, Marvel, all them different cats, that's how we used to improve upon ourselves, is to challenge, you know what I mean? Challenge each other, do things that we might not necessarily do. And by no means am I a dancehall artist or a reggae artist, you know what I mean? But it's just something, you know what I mean? Like, I was raised on it the same way a lot of other folks in T-Dot is raised on reggae music and came up on it. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a thing where when somebody wanted me to jump on their rhythm and they're like, yo, I just love the way you do it, just do you, I'm gonna try a thing.
Yeah.
If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But the thing is, that's what you gotta do in music to make it. That's what made it innovative. That's what, you know what I mean? If people never took a chance, we wouldn't have Run DMCs or De La Souls, or we wouldn't have Jay-Z's, or we wouldn't have, you know what I mean?
Yeah, any trendsetters.
Any one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I came on. It's good that you said trendsetters, because when I came up, there was only one of each. There was only one of each. No matter if you were the hot, like, there was only one NWA. Only one.
Yeah, so
there
true.
was one Ice Cube, one Jay-Z, one Nas, one Biggie. You know what I mean? One Tupac. Nowadays, there's 10, 15, 20 of everything.
Yeah, so
you
true.
know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And really, to me, I always take the philosophy of, instead of trying to eat off a next man's plate, I build up my own plate, my own food.